Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from Pro Wrestling Mid-America out of Nashville, Tennessee. And thank you for checking out today's video. Thank you to Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims for being here tonight. It is an honor to have you here. I am playing around with an intro piece, and Big Paulie, if you saw the intro piece, let me know what you thought about that with the music and the countdown timer. Just sort of playing around with that to see how things might look. As we say, also good evening to Captain Carl. But yeah, here we are in the Dave Cave, coming to you live from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network with wrestling action from Memphis. We have 4 big matches in store for you tonight. Starting off with a no disqualification grudge match, pitting 2 of the representatives of 2 very contentious factions here in the Heartland, as the team of BLACKJACK Mulligan takes on Ted DiBiase. BLACKJACK Mulligan, of course, is affiliated with this man, Dusty Rhodes, and Dusty is at ringside with BLACKJACK here tonight. Ted DiBiase, owner of his own faction, and he is seconded tonight by Lex Luger. Rhodes and Luger are really the principals in this feud, and they have been the focal point, but DiBiase is of course the brains behind the operation. Also periodically joined by Dr. Death Steve Williams, and Mulligan and Rhodes occasionally joined by Jimmy Valiant. Jimmy Valiant wrestled earlier in the card tonight, so he won't be at ringside, and Dr. Death will not be at ringside. So Mulligan and DiBiase set to square off. Before we get started, earlier in the show, we saw our non-televised matches. Jimmy Valiant opened the card. Jerry the King Lawler made his Memphis debut, his Pro Wrestling Mid-America debut, with a loss, believe it or not, to the Spoiler. The Spoiler used the Bionic Claw to defeat Jerry Lawler in his Tennessee debut. Then we saw a very hotly contested tag match between 2 teams that simply do not like each other. The Conways, Tiger Conway Jr. and Tiger Conway Sr., faced off against the Destruction Crew of Wayne the Train Bloom and Mean Mike Enos. And it was the Conways picking up the victory when Tiger Conway Sr. pinned Wayne the Train Bloom. Then we saw Jimmy Valiant lose to Nick Bockwinkel in a match that really wasn't even all that well contested. Bockwinkel dominated that one pretty much throughout. And just before we went live, we saw a #1 contenders match for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship, as Terry Funk defeated Hillbilly Jim to become the #1 contender. And Funk will get a title match against the winner of tonight's main event championship match between Bobo Brazil and Jimmy Snuka. And with that, we are ready to get the action started here tonight. So, BLACKJACK Mulligan and Ted DiBiase squaring off in tonight's opening contest for the televised broadcast of the show. As Big Paulie says, heard the music down to about 1:30, looked good otherwise. And that may be because 1:30 is about the lag between, it may have been about the lag between what I am doing here on the desktop and what is streaming. I don't think it's quite that long, but yeah, I'll keep working on that and keep playing with the technology, and I'll have to talk to Steve Tower, who popularized that. But anyhow, we are here and we are ready for action with DiBiase and Mulligan set to square off in this no disqualification grudge match. Dusty Rhodes and Lex Luger looking on from ringside. And the opening initiative role goes to Mulligan. He is the babyface in this situation. And he will start things off with an arm drag, taking DiBiase over and down to the canvas. DiBiase right back up, and just goes right to the face, raking the eyes of Mulligan. Mulligan not happy about that. Maybe not quite as mortally wounded as LeBron James after the poke in the eye he took the other night. But DiBiase in control here, up, over, and down with a gut wrench suplex. Down to the canvas goes Mulligan. DiBiase getting his mat action on here to start things off. And now he goes to the falling fist drop, a move that he was well known for. Mulligan stays down, and DiBiase now with a high vertical suplex, and down goes Mulligan to the canvas hard. Mulligan is going to roll out of the ring, and here we go, our first foray out of the ring. And on a roll of 7 for Mulligan, a wild brawler upset ringside. The wrestler with the better ring rating wins the brawl, and that indeed is Mulligan. Mulligan wins the brawl and takes over in the ring on level 3 offense. Mulligan is going to pitch DiBiase right back out of the ring. Are we going to see some shenanigans here on a roll of 4? We'll not see the shenanigans yet, but DiBiase on the outside on a roll of 7. He is going to try and get back up onto the ring apron. Mulligan greets him with a stiff knee to the side of the head as DiBiase comes through the ropes. And Mulligan is in control. Dusty Rhodes very happy ringside with this development. And now a knee to the gut from Mulligan stuns DiBiase. What's Mulligan going to do now? He's going to go up to the top turnbuckle. And it is Mulligan. Bad idea, as DiBiase catches Mulligan off the top turnbuckle, grabs him, and throws him to the canvas. Down goes Mulligan. DiBiase now in control with a big laugh. And DiBiase is now going to go for the backward elbow off the ropes. Off the ropes comes DiBiase. But on a roll of 2, it is Mulligan who sidesteps that maneuver. DiBiase crashes down to the canvas hard. Mulligan quickly goes for the cover, and DiBiase kicks out of that. Mulligan might have been playing a little possum there to encourage DiBiase to try that elbow smash. He did not get the job done, and he paid the price for it. Mulligan now in control, and once again out of the ring we go. And DiBiase, oh my goodness, on a roll of 12, Mulligan annihilates DiBiase with a hard running lariat on the ring floor, on the arena floor, and DiBiase goes down. This is a no count out situation, but that's going to cost DiBiase a point of fatigue as Mulligan hauls DiBiase back into the ring. Let's see what he's going to do now. We're going to see more out on the arena floor as DiBiase staggers to his feet, still wounded. And Mulligan again slugs DiBiase upside the head. And Mulligan taking no prisoners here in this match. Back to the ring we go. Another knee to the gut from Mulligan. But this time DiBiase is going to counter that. And it is DiBiase with another gut wrench suplex up, over, and down to the canvas. DiBiase saw his opportunity there, threw Mulligan down to the mat. And that's going to give DiBiase a time to take a breather here. As Mulligan gets to his feet, DiBiase already on his feet. DiBiase a little worse for the wear after taking some damage here early. And now what's DiBiase going to do? He is going to attempt the Scorpion Deathlock, according to the choice chart. He is going to need a roll of 11 or lower to complete that, and of course he gets that done. And Mulligan is going to slowly roll back over and make it to the ropes. DiBiase remains in control. Here's a whip to the turnbuckle. As both men come to their feet, Mulligan bounces off the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 6, he grabs the arm of DiBiase and swings DiBiase around into the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 11, there is a big collision in the center of the ring as DiBiase bounced off the turnbuckle while Mulligan was charging in. Both wrestlers go down. The wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating gets to his feet first, and that's Ted DiBiase. He is an A-rated guy coming off the turnbuckle. And DiBiase is in control, and he's going to go right to the Cobra Clutch. That is his submission move, but he's going to need a 4 or lower to force the submission, and that ain't going to happen. As Mulligan powers his way out of that, but DiBiase is in control. Lex Luger at ringside, showing some signs of enthusiasm now. If DiBiase is going to go for a second rope axe handle off the middle rope, he nails that one. And that is going to send Mulligan tumbling out of the ring. Out of the ring we go once again. And it is Mulligan now who is forced to make the helpless crawl back into the ring. And Mulligan has got DiBiase ready and waiting. DiBiase now puts back on the Cobra Clutch as Mulligan comes back through the ropes. The submission rating now is a 5 or lower. But on a roll of 8, Mulligan powers out again. Mulligan trying to take this out of the ring and make it into a brawl. DiBiase using his savvy and his ring awareness to punish Mulligan, but wants to keep it in the ring. And in answer to your question, Thomas Morgan, I am using the $1 million version of DiBiase from the new, well, not new anymore, but the Legends of Wrestling Color update, since DiBiase is parading around here collecting guys and paying them off. I'm using the $1 Million Man version of his card from the 2016 Color Expansion Pack. DiBiase in control. What's he going to do now? He's going to go for the Cobra Clutch again. And now the submission rating is a 6. Dusty Rhodes growing cautious at ringside. Rhodes is going to jump up on the ring apron and try for a distraction on a roll of 6 or lower, and he does successfully distract the referee, allowing Mulligan to get free. DiBiase remains in control, and DiBiase with a backbreaker sends Mulligan down to the canvas hard. Now Luger wants to get involved as Mulligan rolls out of the ring. What's Luger going to do? On a roll of 2, Luger attacks the opponent from behind. Luger and DiBiase double team the opponent with a deadly specialty move. As Luger got Mulligan up in the torture rack on the arena floor, there is no disqualification in this match. So Luger attacks Mulligan on the arena floor, puts him up in the torture rack. Dusty Rhodes comes over to deal with Luger as Luger dumps Mulligan back into the ring. Now DiBiase clamps on the Cobra Clutch once again. And on a roll of 3, he gets the submission. Ted DiBiase is your winner. After Mulligan tried to take the brawl out to the arena floor, he was attacked out there by Luger. And the attack by Luger with the human torture rack on the arena floor weakened Mulligan enough that Ted DiBiase was able to finish him off with the Cobra Clutch back in the ring as Luger and Dusty duke it out at ringside. Let's see what's going to happen between Luger and Dusty. We're going to go for a gut check roll here because these are the two principals in this feud. And we're going to have a gut check roll here. Both are fresh. Neither has been in a match or taken any punishment. And the rolls are even at 9 and 6. So Luger wins the gut check roll, but only by 1 point as we subtract the cage ratings. Dusty Rhodes has a better cage rating, so that means that Luger barely wins the gut check roll. So he is not going to be able to do any injury to Dusty Rhodes. But Luger and Rhodes slug it out. Luger gets in a cheap shot as the referees come to the aid of both men and pull them apart. But not before Luger gets a cheap shot in on Dusty. So Blackjack Mulligan is your loser by submission. Rhodes takes a cheap shot from Luger on the outside of the ring. And it is a great night for DiBiase and Luger as they leave the ring in celebration, winning both the match and the post-match brawl. But I don't think we're done with these guys here quite yet. This was just a house show match between DiBiase and Mulligan, and Ted DiBiase is your winner. All right, that is our first match of the night. Thank you for the commentary, and we are ready now for tag team action. Got to get a tag team match on the show tonight. I'm a great lover of tag team wrestling, and I cannot let a broadcast go by without two popular teams from different eras in the Midwest region. The Pro Wrestling Mid-America territory focuses on Texas and St. Louis and Kansas City, old AWA stars like the very popular duo of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, the Midnight Rockers. And they prepare to take on a very popular Texas team, Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. This should be an entertaining match. Contrasting styles, obviously, from contrasting eras. Bruiser and Crusher, if you have followed the Heartland, as you know, are former world tag team champions. Michaels and Jannetty just getting their run started in Pro Wrestling Mid-America. As we go to our next contest, as Dusty is probably saying, it will never, ever, ever be over. Not till we get funky like a monkey. All right, and there is a pay-per-view coming up for Pro Wrestling Mid-America in 2 weeks. And there will probably be some sort of a showdown match. Maybe we'll put Luger and DiBiase in the ring together against Rhodes and Mulligan. That might be a pay-per-view match for a couple weeks from now. In fact, we'll go ahead and book that right here. Consider it booked 2 weeks from tonight at the Heartland pay-per-view presentation, Blame It on the Boom Boom. We will see Luger and DiBiase in action against Dusty Rhodes and Blackjack Mulligan. So there you have it, Big Paulie. It will not be over, but we'll see these men in the ring again on pay-per-view in 2 weeks. And then we'll see what happens. All right, tag team action in the ring as the Midnight Rockers move out against Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. Got to go with Bruiser and Crusher, says Thomas Morgan. Indeed. And the opening will have Marty Jannetty starting off for the Rockers against the Crusher. And the opening initiative roll is tied. That means something is going to happen before the match. And for this, we are going to go to the ring announcer card. Gary Michael Capetta. The ring announcer card. Oops. This goes way back from 2005. The Gary Michael Capetta ring announcer card making an appearance here in Nashville. And it will be, since we rolled odd, we'll go to Jannetty's card for the results here, and we'll call the Rockers the baby faces, because they're much less likely than Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher to do some dirty tactics. So on a roll of 6, the heel attacks his opponent before Capetta finishes the introduction. The heel rolls on level 2 offense. So a pre-match attack during the introductions by the Crusher. And the Crusher is in control against Jannetty on level 2 offense. And I can definitely see that happening. So here comes the Crusher. What's he going to do? An atomic drop sends Jannetty down to the canvas. But Jannetty back to his feet quickly. And Jannetty fires back. As the Crusher moves in, Jannetty takes him down with a drop toe hold. Nice little move there by Jannetty. Jannetty in control now. What's he going to do? He is going to go for the whip to the ropes. As Crusher gets to his feet, Jannetty whips him to the ropes. And as Crusher comes off the ropes, on a roll of 10, it is a running clothesline by both men. And the wrestler with the better ropes rating recovers first. Jannetty has a ropes rating of A, so he is the quicker of the two men. Quickly, he's back up to his feet and in control. And on a roll of 4, he nails the Crusher with a super kick. Nice looking super kick there by Jannetty. takes the Crusher off balance. A drop kick from JANNETTY sends Crusher down, and he stays down. JANNETTY quickly in control here, and he is going to go for an atomic drop. That is a choice F, and he is going to need a roll of 9 or lower to make that happen. And he connects on the atomic drop, and the Crusher is staggered and tries to get out to make a tag, and on a roll of 6 he tags in Dick the Bruiser. So Marty Jannetty's got the crowd pumped up here as we say hello to Steve Tower in the chat room. Also hello to Captain Carl. Good crowd here tonight as Dick the Bruiser moves in against Marty Jannetty. We'll see if he has any better luck than his partner had, as Jannetty got the fans pumped up with some high-speed maneuvers, taking Crusher off balance. Now Bruiser is going to go with some stomps to the body, just punishing the midsection of Marty Jannetty as he just comes in and greets him with a kick to the midsection. And Jannetty's going to tag in Shawn Michaels. Now Michaels in the ring, very popular, especially among the young ladies here in Nashville. Lots of big hair and rhinestones in the crowd tonight as Michaels comes into the ring for the first time, and immediately he is going to whip Dick the Bruiser into the turnbuckle, where Jannetty hits him on the back of the head, knocking him off balance, and Michaels comes off with a clothesline that just drills Bruiser and sends him down to the canvas. Bruiser is not very happy about that, and he is leaving the ring. Dick the Bruiser out of the ring, and on a roll of 4. This is not going to be good for Shawn Michaels, as Bruiser grabs Michaels by the leg, drags him out of the ring, and smashes him into the turnbuckle post. So Dick the Bruiser not taking kindly to the cutie pie antics of Shawn Michaels, and Bruiser just banged the head of Michaels off the turnbuckle post. This is how we do it in the pro ranks, young fella. And now here's a big pile driver from Dick the Bruiser. Down to the canvas goes Michaels hard. And the action has turned in this one. And now a big body slam from Dick the Bruiser takes Michaels down once again. And a forearm smash across the back of the across the side of the head. Tag to the Crusher. They're going to try to get some double teaming done here against Shawn Michaels. And on a roll of 5, it is a bone-crunching double clothesline from Bruiser and Crusher that takes Michaels down to the mat. Pride goeth before a fall, and in that case it was Michaels who ate a double clothesline from both these men. Crusher now in control, and on a roll of 5 he's going to go right to the full Nelson. The Crusher Nelson in play and punishing Michaels. He can force a submission here on a roll of 3 or lower, but I don't think that's going to happen. Michaels is able to finally work his way over to the ropes, but he took some damage on that one from the full Nelson. Crusher following up. What's he going to do now? He is going to pitch Shawn Michaels out of the ring, and here we go again. This time we roll with Michaels out of the ring, and in the early stages of his career, he was not somebody who enjoyed brawling on the arena floor. And in this case, he is just going to have to crawl helplessly back into the ring to beat the referee's count. Tag to Dick the Bruiser. Here comes another double team. And this time it is a deadly face-first double suplex by Bruiser and Crusher. Michaels for the cover. The pin is a 4 or lower. He is able to kick out of that one. But the double teaming of Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher, the rough stuff, the roughhouse tactics, have taken their toll on this handsome young gentleman out of San Antonio. As Dick the Bruiser now pitches Michaels out of the ring once again. They're just toying with this kid. As Michaels is out of the ring once again, and this time on a roll of 5, Dick the Bruiser is going to come out of the ring, and a wild brawl erupts. The wrestler with the better ring rating wins the brawl. It's obvious Dick the Bruiser is an A, Shawn Michaels is a C. That brawl isn't even close to being close, as Bruiser just bounds the head of Shawn Michaels off of the ring apron and pitches Michaels back into the ring. This kid is taking a beating at the hands of these grizzled old veterans. And now it is going to be a Boston Crab attempted by Dick the Bruiser. Dick the Bruiser going for the one-legged Boston Crab. He needs a roll of 10 or lower to complete that. And oh, on a roll of 11, Michaels is able to slip out of that one-legged Boston Crab. Slippery little sucker. And he quickly gets over and tags in JANNETTY, and they hit a running double back elbow on Dick the Bruiser. And Dick the Bruiser staggers backwards. And JANNETTY now the fresh man in the ring. And JANNETTY now with a whip to the ropes. Dick the Bruiser whipped into the ropes, and on a roll of 7, that is going to be a, what do we have here? A running back elbow from JANNETTY that puts Dick the Bruiser back down to the canvas. The hot tag has been made. JANNETTY is a house of fire. JANNETTY with another whip to the ropes after the back elbow. And another back elbow from JANNETTY puts Bruiser back down to the canvas again. And now another back elbow smash from JANNETTY has Dick the Bruiser hurting. Dick the Bruiser cannot get over and make the tag as JANNETTY takes control. And now he's going to try a high vertical suplex, and down to the canvas again goes Dick the Bruiser. Bruiser is down, and he is not able to make the tag. Tag to Michaels, and they're going to try a double team for the Rockers. And on a roll of 6, it is a awesome double neck breaker, high in the air and down to the canvas hard goes Dick the Bruiser across the knee of Michaels. Michaels now in control. Back in the ring, and the fans are going crazy. Michaels goes to the top turnbuckle. He comes off with a flying body press. That puts Bruiser down onto the canvas. Count of 1. Oh, almost got him. That would have been a pin on Snake Eyes only. And Dick the Bruiser, stunned, barely got that right shoulder up as Michaels hit him with a flying body press. Dick the Bruiser's down. Michaels is in control. Here's a drop kick from Michaels. He didn't get all of that one. Bruiser's able to stagger to his feet. Michaels still in control. Takes him over and down to the canvas with a head scissor. Head scissor takeover by Michaels. Bruiser is back down onto the mat. And now he tags in JANNETTY, and they're going to go for that double elbow attack again. Out of the ring tumbles Dick the Bruiser after that double team, double elbow smash. And just for fun, we're going to see if JANNETTY can use the suicide dive table. He is not able to get there on a roll of 8. As the Crusher runs interference for his partner, Dick the Bruiser will not be the subject of JANNETTY coming over the top rope, and instead it is Dick the Bruiser who drags JANNETTY out of the ring and bounces his head off of the steel turnbuckle post at ringside. Now JANNETTY is hurting as Bruiser once again has taken over. And out of the ring we go again. And on a roll of 7, there will be no shenanigans yet. But JANNETTY's going to eat a massive pile driver on the arena floor from Dick the Bruiser. Nasty business there by Dick the Bruiser. That's going to cost JANNETTY his first point of fatigue. And back into the ring, he's going to let Crusher come in and take over on JANNETTY, who is down. And here is a slam into the ring post. And we go to Choice Chart H, which is not a good one for the Crusher, as he is going to have to try a death jump here. And on a roll of 3, JANNETTY makes him pay. The Crusher cannot connect on that death jump. And instead, it is JANNETTY who catches Crusher in midair with a super kick. And down goes the Crusher. He'll be pinned on a roll of Snake Eyes, but on a roll of 9, he is able to kick out. And the match continues. But JANNETTY turned the tide with his quickness on that occasion. And now he's going to go to the top rope for an attempted death jump. And on a roll of 10, it is JANNETTY who comes off and nails a missile dropkick off the top rope on the Crusher. The Crusher is down. The fans are going wild as JANNETTY is going to go up top again for another death jump. And this time it is a flying forearm smash off the top turnbuckle that again puts Crusher down to the canvas. Thomas Morgan says, "Go, Crusher, go." Wants to see a comeback here. A top rope fist drop from Jannetti lands solidly on the forehead of the Crusher, and both men gradually get to their feet. Jannetti still in control. A back elbow shot from Jannetti sends Crusher out of the ring once again, and this time on a roll of 7 on the out of the ring chart. That's the wild brawl on the arena floor. The wrestler with the better ring rating wins the brawl. That's the Crusher. So once again we go out of the ring, and once again that allows the Bruiser and the Crusher to take control. And Crusher's going to keep the action out on the arena floor, as Jannetti is in some trouble out here. But on a roll of 3, it is Jannetti who comes off with the leg dive. He takes Crusher down to the arena floor and does a knee drop onto Crusher's leg on the arena floor, and Crusher is now hurt. Crusher having a hard time getting to his feet, as Jannetti is the first one back into the ring. Jannetty's going to the top turnbuckle as Crusher staggers back into the ring. And we go to the choice chart. It's actually a choice roll, and he can use the agility roll instead of the death jump roll. Crusher actually has an A rating on the death jump, but only a +2 agility. So he is going to go for the cross body block off the top rope on a roll of 10 or lower. And on a roll of 7, he connects. And Crusher is taken down but gets back to his feet quickly. A running knee lift from Marty takes Crusher down and out again. And Crusher once again is going to go out of the ring. And this time it is Jannetti with a flying body smash off the apron onto Crusher on the arena floor. And Crusher is down. Crusher could be counted out here on a roll of 3 or lower, and that's it. How about that? On a roll of 3, Marty Jannetty shocks the world, hitting the Crusher with a somersault plancha off the ring apron onto the arena floor, and Crusher is unable to return to the ring. Your winners in this match by way of a countout, the team of Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Midnight Rockers. What an upset that was. Oh my goodness. An upset here in Pro Wrestling Mid-America, as Michaels and Jannetty have defeated Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. As Jannetty hits the Crusher on the arena floor with a somersault plancha off the ring apron. Crusher crashing into the steel security railing at ringside, goes down for the count and stays down. Thomas Morgan says, not what I wanted to see, but great match. We're going to go quickly to my my homegrown countout table to see what happens after the count out. As the wrestlers brawl back to the locker room, the promoter may choose to schedule a grudge match. But I don't think we'll see things escalate here. The Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher have bigger fish to fry, and Jannetty and Michaels certainly want no part of a grudge match against these two. They're happy to get away with their skulls intact. So we have an upset victory here for the Midnight Rockers, with Marty Jannetty coming up with the big move on the Crusher to score the victory over the Crusher in that count-out victory for the Rockers. All right, another interesting match. Next up, we have a very interesting match between the top 2 contenders to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Your heavyweight champion is Ric Flair. And these two men, Rick Rude and the Destroyer, have made it to the top of the rankings. And they are going to battle it out for a shot at the title. And as you know, Rick Rude is part of the stable known as the SoCal Crew, led by this woman, SoCal Valerie Wyndham. And she will be at ringside with her man, the Destroyer. She will not be allowed to interfere directly in this match, as this is a NWA Contenders match, and she will be heavily fined if she interferes. We will allow her to use her distraction rating, however. Here we go with the Destroyer. The Destroyer has a great legacy in the Heartland. Before Heartland Championship Wrestling, when I very first got the set, I was living in Dayton, Ohio, and started the Dayton Wrestling Association. That was my first promotion, and the Destroyer was the Dayton Wrestling Association heavyweight champion in the very, very early days of my time with the Filsinger cards and dice game. That would go back to about 2005 when I first started playing this game. So the Destroyer has a rich legacy. Rick Rude, of course, has been a very controversial figure around the Heartland throughout his career, and this should be some fun. And to start things off, it is Rick Rude who wins the opening initiative role, and he is going to go with a series of forearms. But the Destroyer is going to fire back, and he fires back with forearm smashes of his own. The Destroyer backing down Rick Rude. And now Destroyer knocks Rick Rude to the canvas with a forearm smash, and he's going to follow that up with a handstand knee drop. Very innovative move by the Destroyer. Rude is down, and SoCal Val is immediately concerned, as the Destroyer is going to go up to the second turnbuckle, and he's going to come off with a death jump type maneuver. And on a roll of 7, it is a flying clothesline from Destroyer off the middle turnbuckle that takes Rude back down to the canvas. Destroyer on top here, as we say hello to Zawa the Butcher in the chat room. Destroyer's going to go for the top turnbuckle this time, and on a roll of 8, he comes off with a flying clothesline, and that takes Rude back down to the canvas once again. Destroyer with a few tricks in his arsenal that Rude was maybe not expecting here to start things off, and now the bombs away knee drop scores on Rick Rude. That's an add 1 move. And that puts the first point of fatigue on Rick Rude. And now we've got something interesting happening at ringside, as SoCal Val is here at ringside, and she has been joined by a newcomer. And this appears to be the Fallen Angel. The Fallen Angel has joined SoCal Val at ringside, and she is accompanied by the Warlord and the Barbarian, the Powers of Pain. So we might be seeing a new alliance here for SoCal Val, in the person of the Fallen Angel along with Warlord and Barbarian. So a show of force here at ringside by SoCal Val. As and as you have been following the Heartland, you may be aware that SoCal Val and her crew has been feuding with the Horsemen. And if Rude wins this match, he gets a title match against Ric Flair. And SoCal Val is apparently here loading up her arsenal by bringing the Fallen Angel and Warlord and Barbarian into the fray here at ringside, as Rude has been injured. Here's another handstand knee drop from the Destroyer. He's going to go for another cover. Rude kicks out of that one, but the Destroyer looking noticeably concerned here by the big lugs who have come to ringside to along with their new manager, the Fallen Angel. This is the first appearance we've seen of the Fallen Angel, and now it is the Destroyer with a leg drop. He is going to need a roll of 7 or lower to complete that off the choice chart, and he was distracted and he missed, and that's going to give Rick Rude control here. And Rude with a big clothesline stuns the Destroyer. Rude on the offense now. Rude comes back with a top rope sledgehammer. The Destroyer is staggered. Rude maintains control with a falling forearm drop across the forehead of the Destroyer. Rude now in control. Here's a knee lift to the midsection. The Destroyer staggers back. Finally, the Destroyer gets the chance to return fire, and he grabs Rude by the shoulders and monkey flips him up, over, and down to the canvas. Another very crafty maneuver there by the intelligent, sensational Destroyer. Here he goes back to the handstand knee drops. Rude slow to get to his feet, as now the Fallen Angel and SoCal Val are cheering him on from ringside. Here's another set of these elbow drops, or I'm sorry, these knee drops. Destroyer again goes for the cover, and Rude barely kicks out. I think Rude may have tweaked a knee here from all of the damage that the Destroyer has done, and perhaps the Destroyer is setting up for his finisher, the figure 4 leg lock. But now on a roll of 3, action is going. Destroyer has the chance to throw him out of the ring, but with all these, all the riffraff around ringside, Destroyer instead is going to go for the airplane spin. The airplane spin takes Rude down to the canvas. Rude slowly back to his feet. A backbreaker from Destroyer, and Rude goes down, and Destroyer's going to go for another cover, and SoCal Val is going to use her distractor roll. She is not able to provide the distraction, and on a count of 3, Rick Rude is pinned. How about that? Destroyer scores the pin after a backbreaker that takes Rude down, and Rude is down, and he is has been pinned, and the Destroyer now is your #1 contender to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Destroyer, you know, probably the smartest guy in the arena at this point in time. He was well known for his intelligence, very articulate man, sort of a Renaissance man of sorts, wrestling out of parts unknown. But he has scored the surprise victory over Rick Rude, and SoCal Val and Fallen Angel are not happy about that at all. And we may see some activity here at ringside as Warlord and Barbarian are now confronting the Destroyer. Rude has gone off with SoCal Val. Destroyer has the powers of pain now to deal with. And I believe we're going to see, we are not going to see an attack here on a roll of 1. But it is going to be the Fallen Angel who comes to the side of the Destroyer with her men in place, and Fallen Angel just slaps the Destroyer across the side of the mask. Destroyer not interested in a confrontation with these two big lugs. I don't know what Warlord and Barbarian have in mind here, but Fallen Angel has called them off. And the Destroyer will be allowed to leave the ring area without facing down the wrath of these two big men from the powers of pain. But a very interesting development here in Nashville, as SoCal Val and her crew have some new allies in their battle against the Four Horsemen, it would seem, in the person of the Fallen Angel and the Warlord and the Barbarian. So that is your semi-main event of the evening, as your winner and the new #1 contender for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is the Destroyer. And that brings us now to our main event of the evening. And this is a title match, and this is going to be a doozy, as the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Your challenger, 6 feet, 250 pounds, from the Fiji Islands, the very popular Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And your champion, 6'4", 280 pounds, out of Benton Harbor, Michigan, your reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion, Bobo Brazil. Brazil versus SNUKA here in Nashville for the PWMA Heavyweight Championship. So we're going to tee things up here with Brazil versus SNUKA in the main event. Two very popular men in the state of Tennessee. Crowd has mixed allegiances here, And the opening initiative role goes to the champion, Bobo Brazil. And he comes right out with a test of strength, and he is easily able to overpower SNUKA. But SNUKA is going to respond to that with a headbutt. And that stuns Bobo. SNUKA follows that up with another headbutt that stuns Bobo. Very few people can go skull to skull with Bobo Brazil, but certainly Jimmy SNUKA is one of them. SNUKA now is going to follow that up with an attempted body slam. He can't get that done as Bobo is the bigger man here, and it is Bobo who is going to fire back with a running lariat on a roll of 6 or lower. But on a roll of 8, SNUKA ducks away from the running lariat, and it is SNUKA who comes back with a knee to the gut. That takes Bobo, doubles him over, and SNUKA is going to go with a pile driver. And the pile driver sends Bobo crashing into the canvas. Bobo rolls out of the ring. Both these men are supreme brawlers on the arena floor, and on a roll of 9, it is SNUKA who's going to win the brawl this time with another headbutt on the arena floor. And as action returns to the ring, SNUKA is in control. SNUKA with a power slam, and Bobo hits the canvas hard. Bobo slowly back to his feet, and SNUKA with a backbreaker down across the knee. Brazil again hurting. Another headbutt from SNUKA, and Brazil is staggered. Both men on their feet now, as it is going to be SNUKA with is going to catch the side headlock. SNUKA with a side headlock. Brazil is going to return fire, and just nails SNUKA with a big hammer punch. That doesn't feel too good on the side of the head. Bobo now in control, and a nice move by Bobo, flying drop kick. Staggers Jimmy SNUKA. SNUKA didn't see that one coming. He's going to go for that running lariat again, and this time he connects on the running lariat, and that staggers SNUKA. This may be a long match. Both these men are very resilient. As Bobo Brazil goes with a whip to the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 6, it is a reversal. SNUKA reversing the whip and sending Bobo into the turnbuckle. But as SNUKA charges at Bobo, Bobo steps to the side and SNUKA crashes shoulder first into the turnbuckle and tumbles out of the ring. SNUKA is injured on the arena floor. And Bobo comes out and is going to get rough here and deliver a headbutt to SNUKA on the arena floor. SNUKA is stunned. Back into the ring now, Bobo with the big cocoa butt. He uses that as his finisher. He's going to go for the cover, and on a roll of 3 or lower, we'll have a pin. And on a roll of 3, there it is. There is the pin. How about that? Surprise pinfall there for Bobo Brazil, as he did his damage on the arena floor, stunning SNUKA with that big headbutt on the arena floor. And as SNUKA got back into the ring, it was the cocoa butt from Bobo Brazil that ends the night for Jimmy SNUKA, your winner in a surprisingly short match. But you're successfully defending the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship is Bobo Brazil. Let's go Bobo, says Thomas Morgan at ringside, and he is correct in that prediction. So yeah, we saw some interesting stuff here happen in the Heartland as Bobo got it done and successfully defended the PWMA Heavyweight Championship in our main event with a very exciting victory over Jimmy SNUKA. Also, we saw the Destroyer with a backbreaker score the pinfall against Rick Rude, but Rick Rude with SoCal Val and a surprise up their sleeve with the appearance at ringside of the Fallen Angel, along with the Powers of Pain. So some new alliances being formed here in the Heartland. Earlier we saw another surprise win as the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, picked up the victory over Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher, putting Michaels and Jannetty one step closer to a potential title shot against the reigning Pro Wrestling Mid-America Tag Team Champions Bob Backlund and Pedro Morales. And in our opening match, it was Ted DiBiase with the Cobra Clutch taking down Blackjack Mulligan after outside interference from Lex Luger helped DiBiasE get the victory. So that's our show for tonight here from Nashville. Thanks to everybody who checked things out tonight. Thomas Morgan, Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims. It's a privilege to have you in the chat. Steve Tower, always a pleasure. Zawa the Butcher, a very fine wrestling fan. Captain Carl H., thank you for checking things out tonight. Tribe Fan 879 made an appearance. Oh, Sports Time Machine. I missed Sports Time Machine at ringside. Welcome, Mike, and check out that wonderful channel. D. Scott Howard made his appearance. So yeah, good crowd tonight. Good action. Good card. So thank you all for joining us here from the Heartland. And on behalf of the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, this is Dave Little from the Dave Cave signing off, saying that's our stream, and I am out of here.